I want you to imagine you're trying to fill a pool with water. Now, here's the thing with social media. Okay. We're going to take our Facebook hose and we're going to put that in the pool. And we're going to take our Instagram hose and we're going to put that in the pool. And we're going to take our TikTok hose and we're going to put that in the pool. The challenge with those is the minute that you stop posting, or you stop paying for ads, that faucet turns off. The reason that I teach people to build visibility and to build leads through podcast guesting, not necessarily having your own podcast, okay? Being a guest on other people's podcasts, is I teach you to do it 2 times a week. Imagine that every week you're putting 2 more hoses into your pool. No one is turning them off. That's the power.
Hello, my extraordinary women friends. Over the past several weeks on Extraordinary Women Radio, I have had the privilege of introducing you to many of the incredible speakers who will be joining us at the Extraordinary Women Ignite conference this fall. If those conversations spark something in you, I'd love to invite you to join us November 5th through 7th in Colorado. In beautiful Colorado. Ignite is a gathering of women entrepreneurs who are ready to raise their voice, elevate their visibility, and build thriving businesses rooted in soul plus strategy. It's 3 days of inspiration, connection, business growth, and possibility alongside an extraordinary community of women committed to creating meaningful impact in the world. Early bird tickets are now on sale at camiguildner.com/ignite. As we continue our Authority and Prosperity series, let's talk about one of my favorite visibility strategies, podcast guesting. I've been a podcast host for more than 8 years and guested on over 100 shows. One of the things I love most is watching meaningful conversations turn into trusted relationships and ultimately dollars in the bank. When you're a guest on the right podcast, you're reaching a new audience, yes, and you're building credibility, creating connection, and opening the door to new opportunities and clients. But there is a strategy to doing it well. Today's guest, Gini Trask, has helped entrepreneurs turn podcast interviews into one of the most effective client attraction strategies in their business. We're talking about how to show up in a way that builds trust and how to turn great conversations into lasting business growth. Let's meet Gini Trask. Well, welcome to Extraordinary Women Radio, Gini. I am so excited to have you here today.
I am so delighted to be here. I'm so glad we could make this happen. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yeah, what we're going to be talking about is just spot on to our whole theme of visibility and authority and all of the things. So I'm excited to have this conversation with you. And you have built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses, which is kudos, first of all, because, you can look at the percentage of women that have done that, and that's very, very small. And so kudos for that. So just give our listeners a little bit of your story. I mean, share a little bit of the story that's got you to this place.
Sure. So I come from a family of entrepreneurs.
So cool.
Literally everyone in my family owns their own business. But a lot of them built their businesses in very traditional ways. Mm-hmm. Right. A lot of them were in industries that, I didn't necessarily want to be in, like construction and catering and things like that, which didn't really light me up. Now I was very lucky. Not my first business. My very first business was we cleaned, me and my sister had a maid service when I was 16 years old. But my second,
when you were 16.
Yeah. I know a lot of you out there can't figure out how to get your 16-year-olds to clean anything, much less someone else's house.
Right.
Well, money goes a long way. So I was pretty money motivated. But yeah. And so, my first business after that I grew with my mom, really, and I call it my first business because to me, it's the first one where we really we were doing a serious amount of business. Was in my early 20s, and it was in transportation. And I again, I've owned or operated 6 multi-million-dollar companies. And I realized, though, as time went on, that first of all, business is evolving. And second of all, I really wanted to help other business owners who maybe didn't have that background. They didn't have, literally all my brothers and sisters. My grandparents owned their own businesses. It was just, the list goes on. But not every entrepreneur has that. So number one,
Yeah.
I knew that people needed guidance. Number two, I was actually really getting sick of some of the more accepted or traditional ways of growing and marketing business.
Yay.
Every client conversation, right? Every client conversation felt like, so what I felt like I was doing, and at the time that this all came to me, I owned a multi-million-dollar travel company. We were doing about $5 million a year in business. And I can just legitimately remember thinking about um, getting like having conversations with clients, like sales conversations. And I felt like I was trying to wrestle fish into a boat. And if
Mm-hmm.
anybody has
Mm-hmm.
ever wrestled fish into a boat, you know what happens. Like the
They're
boat
wiggly.
is rocking. I'm
Yeah.
getting seasick. Like other fish are potentially going over the edge and getting back in the water because you're so focused on wrestling this one fish in the boat. And I was like, I cannot do this. I just cannot continue to do this. And I went to a small business expo and I saw someone speak, and they talked about speaking and selling from stage, that you could market and you could make sales all in one by getting on stages and talking about your business and your methodology and what you do. And I'm like, that is the thing that I know I can do, and that is going to make the difference for me. And it did. The very first time that I ever got on Speak to Sell stage, I actually sold a $5,000 package. At the
Uh-huh.
time, it took me
Uh-huh.
120 man hours to make that kind of money in my business.
Oh, so you knew that
Yep,
you'd made a big shift.
this was it. And so I made a really big shift. And before COVID, it was of course a lot of in-person stages and that type of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
then after COVID, I realized that not only did I enjoy the lack of traveling to a new stage 2 or 3 times a week, but I
Mm-hmm.
figured out that through being a guest on podcasts, I could actually reach a lot more people
Yeah.
with
And it
the
lives
same
much
results.
longer, right? It
That's right.
lives
It's
much
longer
longer.
lived. There's so many reasons. And that's when I really decided that not only did I do that for myself, a bunch of my friends and I all started doing it. And I started seeing the results that we were all having, right?
Yeah.
One of my friends that, we kind of all started this journey together, literally put 75,000 people on her mailing list over the course of a few years just by speaking virtually.
Yeah.
Another one grew her Facebook group to 45,000 only from speaking on podcasts, right? And
Yeah.
the same for me. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales just from speaking. And I'm
Yeah.
like, if we can do this, you guys out there can do this. And that's when I got really passionate about helping other entrepreneurs to learn how to market and get sales through virtual speaking.
Oh, I love it so much. And I agree with you. It's like the whole ability for us to be able to stay home, be at home, get on conversations with someone else,
Yeah.
reach audiences that are out there, and turn around and create sales from it is a powerful thing that we can do in our businesses. So I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I know that you challenge the belief that constant content and social media presence are required for growth. What are women getting wrong about visibility these days?
Well, so I want you to imagine that. Okay, well, let me back up. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of philosophy. My philosophy is this: the ultimate expression of ourselves in business is to be in a state of play. Okay,
Hmm.
ultimately. I am just
Totally.
playing. I am playing in my business. I am having so much fun. And I know, we're a member of one of the same groups. I see so many women in that group that are just, they've reached that state where they are in this place of play and joy.
Yeah.
Now, studies have shown, we know, like children, for example, won't play if they don't feel safe. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to feel safe in our business in order to play. And most of us think that that means sales. I need sales in order to feel safe. There's something that comes before sales, and that is leads. What
Hmm.
we need in order to create a safe and stable business and safety in our business is stable lead flow. So
Hmm.
I want you to imagine that you're trying to fill a pool with a water hose. I
Yeah.
actually just did this 2 weekends ago because I bought an above ground pool because I finally just had to do something to get it. I live in Houston. It's really hot.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to imagine you're trying to fill a pool with water. Now, here's the thing with social media. with social media, okay, we're going to take our Facebook hose and we're going to put that in the pool. And we're going to take our Instagram hose and we're going to put that in the pool. And we're going to take our TikTok hose and we're going to put that in the pool. The challenge with those is the minute that you stop posting, or you stop paying for ads, that faucet turns off. The reason that I teach people to build visibility and to build leads through podcast guesting, not necessarily having your own podcast, okay, being a guest on other people's podcasts, is I teach you to do it 2 times a week. So imagine that every week you're putting 2 more hoses into your pool,
Right.
and no one is turning them off.
Right.
That's the
That's
difference.
the power.
Between,
Yeah.
That's the power.
Yeah. I love that analogy. And I totally agree. It's like, because the life of a podcast lives on. I have people go back and listen to my podcast from 9 years ago. And I'm like, who's finding these episodes from 9 years ago? Right. But people do. And,
do.
you know, yeah. And so it's a beautiful living organism that you can create with that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And I also want you to imagine, so of course we want to create that stable lead flow, right? So we want to have that constant feeding of leads, which is exactly what you're experiencing. Like, oh my God, they found my podcast from 9 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I have clients who are getting clients off of podcasts they recorded 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. They're getting clients today off of those episodes. And they didn't listen 3 years ago. Those people listened a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And so the other piece of like filling up our pool is, wouldn't we rather fill our pool with, you know, champagne if we could, and Dom Perignon if at all possible? The leads that you get from podcasts are higher quality leads. So even still, we don't necessarily need as many of them.
Yeah.
Because they tend to be higher quality leads.
Yeah.
The statistics are 68% of podcast listeners have a 4-year college degree and make $75,000 US per year or more.
Yeah.
I don't think we can say that about leads on Facebook or leads on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They tend to be the people who are innovators, who are wanting to move forward. That's the reason they're listening to podcasts, is they're kind of addicted to education.
Yeah.
Which means they're people that are furthering themselves. And isn't that what a lot of us are here to do in business? We're here to help people further themselves in some way. In some way, our business moves someone forward.
Yeah.
And so these folks already have that forward momentum. They are those type of people. So it's like that object in motion wants to stay in motion. It's a lot easier to just help them stay in motion, as long as we have, you know, a great lead magnet that kind of aligns with that.
Yeah. The other thing I'd add to that is that listeners are listening longer. So they're getting to know you more. And so there's a deeper connection. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten onto a call and they're like, oh, I feel like I know you because I've been listening. I've been binging on all your podcasts. And it just shortens the sales cycle because they have gone out, they've listened, they've been in that space and gotten to know who you are.
Right. Oh, yes. They're much further along in the buying process. Yeah. One of my clients just had 2 women listen to a podcast she had been on, book a call, pay in full within like 2 days of listening to the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they were,
and I've done that myself. I've actually, my last very high dollar business coach that I worked with for 3 years, I found her listening to a podcast. I listened to all of her things and, you know, turn around and invested with her. And by the time I got on that call with her, I knew I was going to work with her. And so it's really a powerful thing. So tell us a little bit about, and I know my listeners are going to want to know the answer to this. Okay. So say somebody's listening and they say, okay, I've guested a lot, but I'm not converting that into sales. What would you say to that person?
So more than likely, I get this all the time. And I get clients that join my program all the time that this is literally the problem. It's not that they haven't been on podcasts. It's that they haven't converted from them. We can usually diagnose it in just a couple easy steps. One is, there's a reason the name of my company is Aligned Speaker Academy, is everything aligned? Did you, first of all, and this can be a challenge on some podcasts, like you're not, as a host, you're a great host, you're not doing this, but sometimes we can get a little off kilter because maybe the host, we go down a rabbit hole with the host and we have something in common maybe that we didn't realize we had in common. Like the fact that you and I have the exact same salt lamp and the same, almost same microphone, right? We could go down that rabbit hole.
We do have the same microphone. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I didn't even realize that.
We're not going to go down the rabbit hole, but we could,
Yeah.
right? So number one is everything actually aligned? So does your talk title align to the content that you're actually delivering? Okay. And there's there's ways that I teach you to make sure that you get your content out no matter what the host, no matter what happens with the host. Yeah. So number one, does your content actually align to the title of the episode? And does it align to the actual free gift that you're giving? Okay. So that's the first piece, is the alignment piece.
Yeah.
The second piece is that you need a great lead magnet. And that great lead magnet needs to not just be great, but it also needs to make, it needs to actually look a certain way. And there's a certain format that there's a couple things you want. Number one, you want it to be, and I actually do, the audience can grab, if they go to greatleadmagnet.com, they can actually follow along right now, and I will show you what I'm talking about. So I have, my URL is greatleadmagnet.com. And the first thing you'll notice when you look at it, okay, is I don't have a VSL, because I don't need a VSL from a podcast, because you've just heard me talk for 15 or 20 or 25 minutes. So I don't need to convince you to get the lead magnet, number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Number two, it is something that's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Right. So great lead
magnet. Because they're generally driving or something.
Exactly. People are driving. They're on their Peloton. They're taking the kids to school. They're picking the kids up from school. They're in the grocery store. So we need that sticky, what I call the sticky soundbite. So we want that to be something that sticks in their brain, right?
Okay.
All of you can probably at this point remember greatleadmagnet.com. So we want it to be sticky. We want it to be easy to spell, not our name. Now notice, I'm also not sending you to my website. Yeah. I'm sending you to the lead magnet. And in a moment, when Cami later on asks me how people can get in touch with me, you guys will get a demonstration of how I teach my clients to answer that question. Yeah. Okay. But you'll notice it's very simple. I'm not asking you for a million things. I'm asking you for your name. I'm asking you for your email address. Yeah. And what I'm going to give you is very straightforward on the page. I don't have a lot of text. The page is just, I'm going to teach you how to make a lead magnet optimized for a podcast in 5 minutes.
Awesome.
That's
awesome. Simple and easy. And they can do it in a quick amount of time.
Exactly.
It's not going to take a lot of time.
Right. So what I want to tell you guys is what we don't want to send people to. Okay. We don't want lengthy quizzes. We don't want anything lengthy. Remember what these people are doing. They're on a bike. Yeah. They're on a treadmill. They're with their kids. It's got to be something simple that they can quickly and easily just go do. Okay. Yeah. So
okay, guys, I'm already taking notes because I know I need to do this, because I send people to my homepage and tell them to go join me in my free classes that I'm running in that month.
Exactly.
So I'm going to takes too much time. Totally.
And can I walk you through why that piece doesn't work? So the first piece of what's happening. Okay. So what's happening when you're not converting from a podcast is, number one, it's a potential that something doesn't quite make sense or isn't quite aligned. The second thing that's happening is your lead magnet is not optimized for a podcast. And guys, I'm not talking, do not use a bit.ly. I want you to use a redirect. And if you guys go to greatleadmagnet.com, I give you a bonus video on how to do a redirect. Yeah. You don't need to pay a web person to do a redirect for you. It's super simple. It's something you guys can do on your own. You also don't need someone to make a lead magnet for you. I show you how to do it in Google Forms, for the love of God. Like, it's very easy. Okay. This is not complicated. I don't want you guys spending $500 to pay somebody to do all this for you. You don't have to do that. Okay. Okay. So now here's the last part. And this is really where people screw up their conversion. Is they get to the end and the podcast host, even though they've given their free gift, the podcast host goes, well, this has been amazing, Ginny. How can our listeners get in touch with you? And you say, Well, you know, you can follow me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can go to my website, which is, God forbid, ginitrask.com. Like, nobody knows how to spell that. And I'm not going to tell you to spell that because I actually don't want you to go there. So I'm not going to teach you how to do it. Right. But so here's what happens when someone goes to your site. So Cami, from this moment forward, I want you to stop sending people to your website from a podcast, because here's what happens is they go to the site and they literally do have every intention of connecting with you.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of options when they go to that site.
Yeah.
And now for a moment, they don't know what to do. And they think to themselves, you know what? I don't know what to do right here. I'm going to come back to this. So I'm going to leave this tab open, and I really want to connect with Cami, and I'll come back. And then what do? We
get busy
down our computer for the day.
Exactly.
And we never go back to that website.
Yeah.
Or if you have, and I know some of you are going, I have a lead capture on my website. I hear you. What do we all do when we go to a website that has a pop-up for lead capture?
We hit the X. Yeah.
Most times when I say that, like the whole audience goes, because that's what we do. We hit that X. Okay. When you guys go to greatleadmagnet.com, there is no other option.
Yeah.
You can either put your email in there, and I want to let you know, guys, and Cami, would you like me to talk about how bad people feel about that? I don't.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So
I want you to absolve yourself of any ickiness about getting a subscriber.
Yeah.
Here's why. People showed up to your talk because they wanted to move forward in the area that you are speaking about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have. Okay. They showed up because they thought, oh yeah, this is going to help me.
Yeah.
Okay. And if sometimes do we ever we're like, oh, I need help. Just kidding. Oh, I really want to get better at this. Oh, maybe I don't want to get better at this. Right. It's our way of reaching out our hand and saying, yeah, I can help you. All you have to do is put your hand in my hand and I will lift you up over here. That's all that it is.
Yeah.
And so I don't want people to feel bad about getting an email address, because you're helping them to take that step forward.
And you're giving them great content, something that is going to help them with what they're doing. So absolutely. Yeah.
You're just helping them to move forward. So, and don't ever feel bad for following up either, guys. They said they wanted to move forward. So help them, by golly, help them move forward.
Yeah. And that's visibility is leadership, right? That's what you're doing. You're stepping into leading them into the next space. Yes. So when you get visible, you're opening up that door to more possibilities for that person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so also keep in mind that if you don't follow up with them, you're actually the one who's breaking the contract.
Yeah.
They said yes to you. Yeah. They gave you an email address fully expecting that you were going to help them move into that next level. So if you get in your feels about sending a couple of extra emails to maybe help them move even more forward, that's on you, not them. They said yes. They gave you the email address. They reached out their hand, right?
Yeah, that's so good, Gini. I love it. Yeah. I love it. So where can people learn more about you and your business? Give us a little spiel here.
All right, guys. So this is exactly what I teach people to do. Okay. So really the first step is I want you guys to be able to move forward in this. I would say 95% of the audience, your lead magnet is probably not optimized. So grab that free gift. And when you do, literally write to me, ask me anything you want to ask me, because I answer all of those myself. Yeah. I will respond to you. I want to help you get this piece right. You need that safety in your business, which means you need leads. So it is worth it to get this piece right. So you're going to get that email, respond back to me, and ask me any question that you want about owning or operating 6 multi-million-dollar companies. Write back to me and say, this isn't working, your video sucks, whatever it is, right? But let's really connect, because That's what I am here to help. And so
Yeah.
ask for help, or just be like, I loved you on the podcast. And I'll be like, thanks, but I will write you back.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. 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 I love it so much. Okay. The final question that I always ask is, what are three pearls of wisdom you want to leave with us today in all your great wisdom, Jenny?
All right. So three pearls of wisdom. Um, One is just keep going if you're a business owner. The
Mm-hmm.
secret is to just keep going. The second secret or the second pearl is to stop looking around so much for comparison to others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Guys, it took me years to get my travel business to 5 million. It took me 5 years to get there. Okay. So stop looking at Alex Hormozy and thinking it's supposed to be yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
don't compare to others. Just keep going. And the third one is, the thing that is ordinary to you is magic to someone else. So don't
Mm.
discount your gifts just because they come to you easily.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. It is great bringing your wisdom to my community. And I know I'm taking notes on this one, and I'm going to be jumping out to that lead magnet and playing with it and working on it. So, and I love how you closed it too. It's like, I'm here, respond to the email and I will answer. That's beautiful. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know why people think they can't. Like when
Yeah.
you grab somebody's lead magnet, if you want to connect with them, write to
Yeah.
them. You have their email address now. Like, yes, they have yours, but you also have theirs. Like, reach
Yeah.
out. Be like,
Exactly.
hey, I have a question. Like, it's totally okay to ask people questions about their lead magnet, or to connect with them through that. Like
Yeah.
it is. Don't
Yeah.
be shy.
Yeah. Well, I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you. And just thanks for bringing all your good wisdom today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the space that you're creating for everybody, and thanks for having me.
You bet.